learn any automation tool, not only Selenium. Okay, to learn any automation tool, programming language is required. Any automation tool. Okay, so without learning automation, can I survive in software industry? Yes, we can survive if you joined as a fresher up to 2 years. If you joined as a fresher, we can survive software industry up to 2 years. If you want survive software industry for long term means at least 10 years. Okay, in between 5 to 10 years. Okay, automation is mandatory. If you want survive automation in software industry, at least 5 to 10 years, automation is required. You need, okay, become a software engineer for only 6 months, only 1 year. Then yes, you are a 2021 pass out or 20 pass out or 22-20 pass out. Then yes, you can try as a fresher and you can survive 1 year. Okay, if you are a less than 2019 pass outs, even yes, we have an opportunity for 2019 pass outs for a fresher. For below 2019, you want looking for a software job and you want to become a software engineer for long term, not for 1 or 2 months or not for 1 or 2 years. Then yes, you should require automation. Okay, yes, nowadays maybe so you are seeing a lot of news on the layoffs. Yes or no? So in the most of the companies, what they are doing, they are checking first thing whether they are doing the dual employment or not. Okay, dual employment means the same duration. If the more than one PF account is active, the same duration, more than one PF account is active, they are terminating. And yes, so they are giving work from home, right? And they are checking how they connected, in which network they are connecting. So they are checking network level also. Okay, some people what they are doing, so they are doing dual employment. Okay, in general, Wi-Fi should be either your office Wi-Fi or office network, or home Wi-Fi or home network, right? If it is other than these two, maybe 1 or 2 days acceptable. If you are connecting some new place, regularly, same time, they are checking the connection also, where they are connecting. Okay, in which location they are checking. So can you get the location? As which IP they connected, with help of IP, they can easily get the location also. For this one, you can simply check in Google. May know my IP, then we'll get a location where you connected. May I know IP. Public IP. If you check, okay, what is my IP address? If you check this one, it will show the location also where you connected. Okay, yes, this is the IP. Is connected to Beam Network, Hyderabad, Telangana, India. So in which city we are connected? Okay, where it is connected, it will give the exact map in Google. Google giving this information, right? What about software companies? They can easily track. Okay, where you are connecting, how you are connecting, which location you are connecting, they can easily track. By tracking this one, if they are doing any dual employment, they are connecting some other location regularly, so and so time, they are terminating. And one more factor they are checking, those who are working on a manual for long period, they are not upgrade their skill set to automation, they are terminating. Okay, so these are the factors they are checking while terminating. Okay, so those who are not ready to, come for offline. Now companies are start working on offline mode. They are asking you to come for offline. Okay, at least hybrid mode. If you are not showing interest to come for offline or hybrid mode, then they are terminating. So these are the things they are checking. Yes, to survive long term, at least 5 years or more than 3 years in IT, automation is required. Yes, to learn automation, not only Selenium, we have so many tools for automation. We have a Selenium, we have a Tosca, we have a Cypress, Okay, we have other tools. To learn any automation tool, programming language is mandatory. Okay, without programming language, we can't survive software industry. It's sure. Even if you're a tester, we can't survive. Even if you're a DevOps engineer, yes, some coding is required for DevOps engineer also. Okay, if he's a network, you are network admin, then yes, for them also some coding is required. Coding means they should know the Linux commands. Okay, that is also coding. So they need to configure the servers. Okay, some minimum coding is required. Okay, without coding, without knowing anything, yes, we can survive in software industry when if you are a security, or if you are an office boy, or if you are housekeeping, yes, we can survive. Or if you are a driver, yes, we can survive without knowing. If you want white collar job, software engineer job, then it's very impossible to survive in a software industry without coding. So first you should change your mindset to, yes, why can't I learn the coding? Nowadays, even the school children's, they're learning Java, Python, C. When they're learning in the school itself, maybe people are observed or not. Last week, one article is published. So one student, they developed Android app. Okay, they developed an Android app. He's going for school. He developed an Android app. Okay, so yes, if you are not upgrading your skill set to technical, or if you are not ready to learn coding, what going to happen? Your son will learn and your son will do the software job. Then what will do? Will do cooking. Okay, your son will go, even if he's schooling, he will go to the, in the school itself, he will learn the programming language. Okay, he will start doing the IT job, then he will feed you. If your mindset is like that. Nowadays, even the school students are also learning codings. They are also creating apps. They are also creating wonderings. Now, we are graduates. Yes or no? We are graduates and we have a fear to learn a programming language. Maybe, yes, there is a reason to fear for programming language because during your graduation, you not learn in a proper trainer. You are not in a right position. And so at that time, your mindset is, okay, so just complete the subject. That's it. Okay, no need to earn the money. At that time, you don't have this many maturity. Now, yes, so you complete your graduation. Now you know why you are learning this course and what is the purpose of this course. Okay, how this course going to help you. During your BTech subject, you don't have clarity. How this subject going to help in my future. For example, so during BTech, we have a drawing is there. While learning drawing, we don't know how this drawing going to help in my future. Or so some subject like in my BTech, I have a DAW. I don't know what is the purpose, where I'm going to use a DAW. Okay, or one more subject is there in my BTech. Easy subject, not able to recollect the subject name. Environmental science. So environmental science is useful. Okay, when we'll get this clarity? After graduation, we'll get a clarity. Why I not learn this course? Okay, environmental science, yes. Okay, and mathematics subjects. Okay, in first year, second year, first sem, especially in the first year, we have a mathematical subject. We don't know where exactly this mathematics I'm going to use in my subject in future. Now, do you have that confusion? No, right? Where exactly we are going to use Java and where exactly we are going to use Selenium, we have a clarity. Right? Compared to your BTech subject, you have a more clarity. We know where we are going to use the subject and how we are going to use also, you know. Right? Yes. Now you have to spend more time for practice. It's a very simple subject. Programming language is very simple. The only thing required for programming subject is practice is required. And you should have a reasoning skill. You should have a reasoning skill set. Okay, if you have a reasoning skill set, yes, you are eligible for to learn any programming language. If you don't have a reasoning skill set, then will never become a software engineer. So for this reason only, even they are looking for a fresher, what they're going to conduct? Written test. In written test, what they're going to conduct? Aptitude reasoning. Why they are conducting aptitude test? To become a software engineer, you should have a logical thinking, reasoning thinking. If you have this, yes, you can learn any programming language. If you don't have, even for bank exams also, what they're going to conduct? Aptitude reasoning. Why? That is the key for everything. For every field, reasoning is very important. To become a software engineer, you should have a logical thinking. Right? If you have a logical thinking ability, yes, we can learn programming language very easily, very comfortably. Sir, we know all those things. Why you are wasting my time? Yes, you are correct. But even if you know, if I mean, ఒకసారి గుర్తు చేస్తే తప్ప నీకు గుర్తురాదు. ఓకే, సో అందరికి తెలుసు. ఓకే, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే జాబ్ వస్తుంది, జాబ్ వస్తే మనీ వస్తాయి అని అందరూ తెలుసు. కానీ ఎంతమంది ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే ఎంతమంది జాబ్ వస్తుంది? విత్ ఇన్ ద క్యాంపస్, out of 60 members, only 1 or 2. Everyone know, right? What about 58 members? Yes, they are also getting the job. When? After spending 2-3 years in American University. If you spend the same time in the campus itself, we'll get a job in campus itself. You are wasting time in a campus, then we need to waste time in American University. Even if you are wasting time here, then what going to happen? If you waste 2-3 years here, what going to happen? ఓకే, ఎవరికి నీ మొహం చూపించుకునే పరిస్థితి వస్తుంది, ఎవరికి ఏం చేస్తున్నా చెప్పుకునే పరిస్థితి వస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఏం చెప్తావు ఇప్పటి వరకు? ఇప్పుడే బీటెక్ అయిపోయింది, ఐఎమ్ లెర్నింగ్ కోర్సెస్. హౌ మెనీ ఇయర్స్? హౌ మెనీ కోర్స్ యూ లెర్న్? నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చెప్తావు? హైదరాబాద్ ఓపెనింగ్స్ లో ఏం చెప్తావు? ఎన్ని రోజులు చెప్తావు? అలాగా ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ చెప్తావు? తర్వాత ఏం చేస్తావు? వీఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు ఆన్సర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఫోన్, వీఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు విజిట్ హోమ్ టౌన్, వీఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు అటెండ్ ఫంక్షన్స్. వీల్ అవాయిడ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. వై? Once you start attending, the people going to ask you what you are doing. Okay, we'll try to escape. Okay, then okay, after couple of years, then we'll realize. So we can't escape all these things. We should learn the subject and we need to get the job. For a few months, yes, we can escape. For couple of years, we can't escape. Couple of months, we can't escape. Yes, for this one, yes, programming language required. Yes. What is Java? Java is a object-oriented programming language. Java is a object-oriented programming language. What is programming language and what is object-oriented? For example, I'm able to communicate to you guys. How am I able to communicate? Through communication language. It may be Telugu or English or Hindi, whatever it may be. So with help of communication language, I'm able to communicate you. The same manner, if I want to communicate to my machine or if I want to give instruction to my machine, yes, this is required. Programming language is required. Yes, we have a multiple programming languages. Why to use only Java? Java is a object-oriented. What is importance of object-oriented? The main importance of object-oriented is we can divide the problem into small pieces. We can divide the problem into small pieces. For example, if it is C, C is a structured oriented programming language. In C, problem solution. We need a solution at a time. We can't divide the problem into pieces. In C is structured oriented. What about Java? Object oriented. For example, I have a problem like this. I have 100 chocolates. I want to consume this 100 chocolates. Can I consume this 100 chocolates at a time? No. For example, if I divide this 100 into daily 5, if you divide this 100 chocolates into daily 5, easily, comfortably, we can eat this 100 chocolates. When? If you split the problem into small pieces, then we can solve it. At a time, we can't solve it. Yes. That is importance of object-oriented. In object-oriented, we are dividing problem into multiple modules or multiple pieces. Yes, each piece will call as a module. So we'll complete the individual module, then later we'll integrate. When we'll perform integration testing? What is integration testing and when will do the integration testing? Yes, after integrating one or two feature, then we'll do integration test. How the communication is happening, communication happening in between modules. We'll check the integration testing after combining. Yes, the main advantage of object oriented is we can divide the problem into small pieces. Then later we can combine all these modules. After combining this module, we'll do the integration test. As a tester point of view, yes, we'll do the integration testing. As a developer point of view, we need to divide the problem and we need to solve it small pieces. Then we'll combine later. That is the advantage of object oriented. Yes. So what are the languages supported by Selenium? All are object oriented. What are the languages supported by Selenium? All are object oriented. Not only Java. All these languages are object oriented only. All these languages are object oriented only. C# object oriented, Ruby object oriented, Java object oriented, Python object oriented, JavaScript object oriented. All these are object oriented. So why you are using Java? Here they given the language preference. Okay, yes, Selenium supports multiple languages. It given the language preference. This is not my order. This order given by Selenium. What is the first priority? Java, then Python, then C#, Ruby, JavaScript, and Kotlin. Yes. So someone asked me one question. So, sir, we have a more openings for Python nowadays. In going forward, Python going to rock. I need to learn Java or I need to learn Python. Okay. In general. So in BTech first year, so which language we are going to learn? C. So in real time, yes, we are going to use to develop desktop application by using C. Or what I can say, embedded systems, especially embedded softwares. To develop embedded software, we are going to use C. Apart from embedded software, we'll never use C in real time. Okay, in web-based application, we'll never use. Then why they are teaching C in first year? They know the reality, which language they're going to use. But why they are putting C in a first year? The reason is very simple. That is the mother of other programming language. If you know the thing, the remaining things we can easily learn. Okay, we can easily learn one programming. If you are good with one programming language, we can learn other language within 1 week. Just syntax going to change. Logic will be the same. Syntax going to change. If you know C, yes, you can learn any programming language. Okay, if you know hard things first, then the remaining things we can easily learn. Right? Yes. So here, majority of Selenium projects developed in Java. Right now. Okay, what are the projects we have? They have with a Selenium with Java combination only. If they want change to Python, at least 1 year time is required to migrate Selenium scripts with Python. Maybe those who are new to automation, those who are starting new automation, then they can start with Python. Those who are already working, especially bank application, insurance application, e-commerce application, they are with a Selenium with Java combination. In 2011 and 2012, if you know only Selenium definition, even if you know the basics of Selenium, yes, they got a job. At the time, majority of Selenium task is migrating QTP scripts into Selenium. So nowadays, from the last 10 years, most of the projects they developed in Selenium with Java. And we have more openings with Selenium Java. Maybe if you are new to automation, yes, they can use Selenium with Python. Or for the new projects, they can. But existing projects, they are using Selenium with Java only. Okay, if you have a doubt, you can check with your friends. Those who are already working in real time, they know, if you come to know.
Yes, sir. 90% projects are with Selenium with Java only.
Yep.
And once you know Java, you can go into React.js. Every other platform uses Java.
Yes. And one more thing. So if you know Selenium, we can easily learn mobile automation, API automation also. If you know Selenium with Java, other tools, other languages also you can easily learn. Okay, yes. Once you are good with Selenium with Java, then yes, for example, they will use some time to learn the Ruby. Once you are good with one language, we can easily learn other languages. Even if you have a opening with, Selenium with Ruby, yes, even if you work for Selenium with Java, they'll hire you. And they will give time to prepare Ruby. Or if you have opening with Selenium with Python, even if a Selenium with Java candidate, they're going to hire you. And they will give time to learn Python. It's not a big deal. Once you are good with one programming language, we can easily learn other programming language also. Okay, yes. So, yep. So all these are object oriented. Then what are the features of object oriented? What are the features of Java? So yes, if you see, the main features of Java is a platform independent programming language. So here, platform independent. So these are the major features of Java. Okay, so the first feature is object oriented. As you know, what is object oriented? Everything we can divide into small pieces. Okay, if you divide the problem into pieces, it's very easy to implement. If it is one problem, one solution, it will take more time. It's not easy to complete. If you divide this into small pieces, yes, we can do it. And Java is a platform independent. The next feature of the Java is platform independent. What do you mean by platform independent? So what is platform? Platform nothing but OS. Even if you develop an application in one OS, for example, if you develop Selenium script in a Windows OS, the same script we can execute in Mac OS. Same script we can execute in Linux OS. Okay, Java is a platform independent. Coming to C is a platform dependent language. Platform dependent. Okay, if you develop any embedded software, that will compared with only that particular hardware. Okay, it not going to support other hardware. Yes. So main feature of Selenium is it's a platform independent. Even if you develop a project in one OS, the same project we can execute in other OS also. Okay, yes. Not only Java, any object-oriented programming language is platform independent languages. Is a platform dependent? Where we develop in the particular OS only, it's going to work. The independent means other OS also it going to support. And yes, Java applications are more secure than other programming languages. One more feature is secure. Java applications are more secure. Any bank application, core banking software written in Java. Majority of bank application use Java as their programming language. In general, our ATMs also, they developed in a Java only. Maybe you can see while installing JDK, it will show what are the application they develop. Java applications are more secure than other programming languages. Secure. For this reason, yes, if you are using a payment gateways, especially payment gateways developed in Java, bank application developed in Java, ATMs developed in Java. So more secured applications developed in Java. It's more secure compared to other programming languages, other object-oriented. It's more secure. And yes, so here Java is distributed. So here, if you developed any application, we can access this application in multiple networks. For example, if you developed a personal banking account or personal online account, then yes, we can access your account from multiple networks, from your home network or office network or other network. Yes, it's a distributed. Java applications are distributed. Yes, we can distribute in a web. If you develop any Java application, yes, we can distribute that application in the web. Okay, yes, it's a object oriented and more secured and platform independent and it's more distributed. Yes, we have a multi-threaded environment. Multi-threaded means thread means piece of code. Multi means more than one. Yes, we can run more than one thread at a time. So especially Java feature is different. But in our Selenium feature in multi-thread environment means we can run the same suite into. Okay, suite nothing but collection of test scripts. We can execute the same script in more than one browser at a time. At the time, multi-threading concept is required. We can execute the script in more than one browser at a time. For example, so if you develop a script in Firefox, I want to execute the same script in Firefox, Chrome, Edge, IE. Okay, then we need a multi-threading concept is required. We need to execute the same script in multiple browsers at a time or multiple OS at a time. For this one, this multi-threading concept is required. Java supports multi-threading. Multi-threading means we can execute more than one thread at a time. Thread is nothing but piece of code. Okay, yes. And so it's a portable. Portable means yes. So we can easily migrate. Okay, in general, portable means okay, in general. So you are a portable person means what is portable meaning? General meaning? We can adapt to any environment. I am a portable. Okay, it means I can work for any environment. I am a portable person. Right? Yes. So in general, the conversions. So very easy. Okay. So in Java, okay, we can use other language libraries also, or other language, what I can say, functions also. For example, in Selenium itself, we are using which language? Java, but we are supposed to use JavaScript functions in Selenium. I will show the situation where we need to use a JavaScript functions in Selenium. Yes, even if you are using JavaScript functions, okay, Selenium going to support or Java going to allow you. It's a portable. Okay, even if you are using other libraries or other functions in this language, yes, it allow you. Okay, yes, we'll have a situation. Sometimes Java itself not sufficient, okay, to locate all the elements. As morning we discussed, we have 8 ways to locate elements. Apart from this 8 ways, we have one more way. We can locate element by using JavaScript also. Okay, at the time we are going to use JavaScript functions in a Selenium. Yes, Selenium is supporting. It's not Selenium feature. It's basically Java feature. It's a Java feature. It's a portable. So in general, to perform file uploads and downloads, Selenium not going to support. At the time, we are going to use other language features. Okay, or at the time, yes, is allowing. It's a portable. Even if you're using other language features, is allowing. Yes, because of this feature, we are using Selenium. So remaining features we are not going to use. Okay, and remaining features not applicable for us. If you are a developer, yes, you should know all these 12 features. Okay, now we are not a developer. We are a Selenium tester. What is Java? Java is object-oriented programming language. Java is object-oriented programming language. The main features of Java is object-oriented, secure, and portable, distributed, and multi-threaded. So remaining features, yes, we are not going to use in Selenium. We have a 12 features in Java. We are using few features only. Yes, we are using object-oriented feature, platform-independent feature, portable feature, secure feature, and multi-threaded feature. I will show you where exactly we are going to use these features also. Right? These are the features applicable. Yes. Then what are the components in Java and what is the Java architecture. Okay, what are the components available in Java and what is Java architecture? Yes, even for Selenium also, what we discuss? What is Selenium and what are the components of Selenium? What is components of Selenium? What are the components of Selenium? ID, WebDriver, and grid. The same manner, what are the components in Java? So what are the features of Java, major features? Okay, these are the major features of Java. So object-oriented, platform independent, portable, robust, we are not using secured, interrupted. Yep. We have multiple features. Interpreted means converting source code into machine understandable code. Yes, these are the features we are using majorly. Portable, secure, and multi-threaded. Right? Then what are the components of Java? Components of Java. Yes, in Java, we have a JDK, JRE, and JVM. Okay, we have a three components: JDK, JRE, and JVM. So JDK stands for Java Development Kit. JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine. Java Development Kit. Okay, JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. And JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So yes, where exactly we are going to use these components and what is the importance of these components? So if for this one, you should have a clarity command and a architecture of Java. Once we get a clarity command and architecture, then we'll know the importance of these components and where we are going to use these components. Yes, in general, so if it is a C file, extension is .c we are using. If it is text file, .txt. If it is document file, .doc. Same manner, if it is any Java file, extension is .java. Okay, so we are going to write scripts in a .java. If you see today we written this program. What is the program here? Locating elements, extension is .java. So in general, Eclipse, while creating a class, if you are giving a class, no need to give the extension. Are you giving extension here or just you are giving only name? We are giving only name. We are giving a name. Once you are giving a name, yes, this compiler or this editor, Eclipse editor, going to add this extension. Which extension? .java extension. Automatically, it going to add. Who going to add? This editor going to add. Right? In this editor, other than the language, other than the Java, if you are writing other programs, then yes, extension is required. In this editor, we are going to create XML files. In this editor, we are going to create some feature files. The same editor. At the time, we are have to provide extension. If it is Java file, no need to provide extension. Going forward, in the same, Eclipse editor, we are going to create XML files. And the same editor, we are going to create a feature files. While creating XML file, feature files, we need to give the extension. If it is Java files, no need to give extension because this is a Java editor, automatically it going to add. Right? This is a source code. So here your system knows only binary language. Your system knows only binary language, right? Binary means it knows only zeros and ones. Your system is very blind. It knows only zeros and ones. Everything it going to convert into their format. Okay, so yes, so to convert this into binary language, they need going to use a compiler. Every programming language have a compiler. Compiler converts source code into machine code or binary form. Okay, yes. In general, this Java after successful compiler going to convert Java compiler convert this source code into byte code. It's intermediate code. So after successful compilation, we'll get a byte code over here. This byte code is a intermediate code. It's not a binary form. Okay. When we'll get dot class file? After compilation, after successful compilation, yes, it's going to generate dot class file. If you see in our Eclipse, so we have a dot class files in general. This is our root folder, ABC Bank, SRC. In SRC, yes, morning we created this file. Which file this is? .java file. Once you are clicking save button, automatically it's going to compile and it's going to generate .class file. Yes, where it's going to store? This .class file stored in a bin folder. In bin folder, yes, we have a .class file. This is a which file? .class file. Once you are writing program, if you are clicking save icon over here, okay, your editor going to compile this program and it's going to generate .class file. Yes, it's going to generate this byte code. This .class file consists byte code. This is a intermediate code. This is a intermediate code, right? So to develop this .java file, we need JDK. What is JDK? Java Development Kit. Java Development Kit. So to develop any Java program, or we need JDK. To develop Java application, we need JDK. Why JDK? To write a .java file, this is required. Which is required? JDK is required. So if you have a JDK, we can develop a Java program. After successful compilation, we'll get .class file, right? This .class file having byte code, but your system knows binary language. It knows only zeros and ones. This byte code not understandable by your system. Yes, for this one, we have one more layer is there. So here we have a JVM. So this JVM will convert this .class file into machine code. This JVM will convert this .class file into machine code. Who going to convert this one? JVM will convert. JVM is part of JDK. JVM is a part of JDK. This JDK going to convert this byte code into machine code. This JVM going to convert this byte code into machine code. Machine code means binary code, that is zeros and ones. Okay, yes. So where we are going to use JDK? Here we are going to use to develop application. We need JDK. Yes. To convert this byte code into machine code, we need JVM. Then where you are going to use JRE, sir? Yes. We already developed an application. I want to run this application in other machine, not in the same machine. Okay, then JR is enough. No need to use JDK. Okay, if a Java application is ready, I want to run that application in other machine, then JR is sufficient. JDK is not required. When JDK is required? To develop Java application, we need JDK. Yes, to run Java application. To run Java application, yes. So JR is sufficient. For example, so in your system, you already developed an application. You want to run this application. For example, you developed billing software. Okay, in supermarket, we have billing software is there. Right? So one application, they develop that application. Where they going to run that application, billing a software application? And all the billing counters in a supermarket, right? In the same mission or different mission? Different mission. In that mission, which is required? JR is sufficient for them. JDK is not required. When JDK is required? To develop the billing software, yes, JDK is required. Software is ready. We need to run just the software. Then JR is sufficient. So to run Java application, we need JR. What about JVM? What is the purpose of JVM? It will convert bytecode into machine code. So JVM will convert it converts bytecode into machine code or binary code. Yes, this is nothing but architecture of Java. .java, successful compilation, bytecode, JVM will convert this into machine code. Yes, the same thing I'm going to show you in a graphical format. Nothing new. Let me open. Okay, it's very simple. We have a 3 components in Java. For those, JDK, JRE, and JVM. When JDK is required, to develop Java application, we need JDK. To run Java application, JRE is sufficient. To convert bytecode into machine code, JVM is required. JVM is part of JDK. We can't use JVM alone without JDK. Once you are using JDK, you have a JVM. Can you use JRE alone? Yes, we can use. We can install and we can use JRE alone, but we can't use and we can't install JVM alone. Right? Yes. So now to configure, yeah. Which is convert? The machine code you want to convert into user language. Do you have any tool, any software? We don't have. We don't have any software to convert machine code to user language. We have a software to convert user. Okay. Yeah. So these are, we don't have any software to convert machine language into human language. But we have a software to convert human language to machine languages. So machine alone cannot speak. If once machine starts speaking, we can't survive. You know the Robo movie, right? Once Robo start thinking himself own, what he's doing? He's killing everyone. Once machines start thinking their own, they will kill ourselves. I mean, not ourselves. Okay, they will kill all humans. Right? So there is no, okay, even, yes, they try to create the things, but they will give the limited intelligence, not a complete human. We can't replace a complete human being. Okay, yes, I'm showing the same thing, nothing new. What is the thing I'm explaining? The same thing in a graphical representation. So here, yes, source code. Source code means .java file. It going to compiler going to convert into bytecode. Yes, this JVM is converting this bytecode into machine code. Machine code means operating system understanding code. This is architecture of Java. This is the architecture of Java. Source code, compiler, bytecode, then the bytecode is converted by machine code by using JVM. Okay, yes. What are the components we have? We have 3 components. What those? JDK, JRE, and JVM. Okay, so what is the importance of JVM? it will convert byte code into machine code. What is the purpose of JRE? It's a runtime environment. To run Java application, we are using JRE. What is JDK? To develop any Java application, we need JDK. Now, yes, to write Selenium scripts out of these three components, which component is required for us? We have three components in Java. To write Selenium scripts, which component
JDK and JVM.
JDK.
And
is
JVM.
required? JDK is required. Why JDK? We are writing a scripts. If you start writing a scripts, then yes, JDK is required. It's a development kit. If your scripts are already ready, just you want to execute. Yes, only JRE is sufficient. To develop scripts, yes, JDK is required. For this reason, to configure WebDriver, which component we use? JDK or JRE? JDK. While installing JDK, it is installing JRE also. That is different. Even if you not install JRE also, it's going to work. But JRE alone, it's not going to work. Right? And yes, JVM is part of JDK. Then what is the purpose of JVM? It convert byte code into machine code. Then what are things going to happen in JVMs are? How it is converting byte code into machine code? Yes. For this one, JVM architecture come into picture. This is not Java architecture. This is a JVM architecture. JVM is a part of JDK. So what is input for JVM? Input for JVM? Byte code, dot class file is input. What is the output? Machine code. Output is machine code. Input is byte code. Byte code is dot class file. If you see here, is taking dot class file as a input, then it giving machine code as output. Right? Yes. In JVM, we have a class loader is there. It loads the Java class files into memory, JVM memory. Okay, we have a class loader is there. Class loader purpose is it loads the class files into JVM memory. In JVM memory, we have a multiple memory blocks. We have a method area, heap, stack, native stack. We have a multiple blocks. First JVM will load class files into JVM. Then inside JVM, we have a compilers. We have a JIT compiler and we have a interpreter. Okay, we have interpreter and we have a JIT compiler. Interpreter convert line by line. It will convert source code into machine code line by line. If you are using interpreter going to convert the code into machine code line by line. Okay, it will take more time than compiler. Why? Compiler at a time source and machine code, but interpreter convert line by line. So for this one in JVM, we are going to use a JIT compiler. JIT compiler means yes, we can identify some block of statements and we can convert this block of statement into machine code by using JIT compiler. And so in this one, we have a native stack is there. As we discuss, in Java, we can use other language libraries or other language functions also. Yes, to use other language functions or other language libraries. So that we're going to store in a native stack and they're going to use other language libraries. By using that interface, native language interface, we can convert this into machine code. For example, as I said, in Selenium, we are going to use JavaScript functions. Yes, that is nothing but native language other than the Java language. Okay, at the time, yes, this native library is coming to picture. And yes, this native interface coming to picture. Otherwise, no. And in this JVM, we have one more thing called garbage collector. Yes, the main purpose of garbage collector is it going to remove unused object from a memory. Yes, so first we are loading dot class files into memory. Memory as it is. Now we need to clean up, right? To clean up unused object from memory, we are going to use garbage collector. In general, for example, I have a program. This program having some 100 lines code. We have a 100 lines code. So here we created object at step number 2. Once we created object, what going to happen? It going to allocate the memory. Where it going to allocate the memory? JVM. Inside JVM, it going to allocate the memory. So we are created object is step number 2. And so we use this object only at step number 10th. We use this object in 10th step. Then from 11th step onwards, we are not using, but this program having 100 steps. This program having 100 steps. Where we create object in 2nd step and where use 10th step. From the 11th step onwards, we are not using that object. We need to keep that object in memory till to completion of the execution. Now, for this one, we need to remove that object. So what are the unused objects we have in the memory? To clean up that unused object, we are going to use garbage collectors. After completion of the execution, yes, it's going to clean up. So garbage collector going to clean up the unused object from a memory. For this one, we are going to use garbage collector. When you go for JIT compiler, if you use interpreter, it's going to convert one by one step, one by one line. Instead of one by one, to set up the conversion, we'll identify the block of statement to convert into machine code. We are going to use JIT compiler. JIT stands for just-in-time compiler. Just-in-time compiler. I mean, garbage collector purpose is removing unused object from a memory. We are going to use garbage collector. Right? Yes. We discuss about 2 architectures. One is Java architecture and another one is
JVM architecture.
So yes. So what is Java architecture? We have a source code. We are after successful compilation, we'll get dot class file. Then this dot class file going to convert into machine code by using JVM. Right? Yes. So this JVM will take dot class files as input and it going to load in a JVM memory. Then by using interpreter and compiler, it will convert into machine code. Then it going to clean up the unused objects. Right? This is architecture of JVM. Yes. This JVM, we have a native stack also there. In native stack, we are using other language libraries or other language functions. If you are using other language, yes, it load in a native stack and it going to use a that language interpreter or that language compiler. Right? If it is JVM, Java functions, yes, either interpreter or JIT compiler going to convert this bytecode into machine. Clear? How many components you have? 3 components. What those? JDK, JRE, JVM. It's entire question. Difference between JDK, JRE, JVM. Difference between, compiler and interpreter. And what is garbage collector? Okay, which version of JDK you are using? Why you are using Java as a programming language? All these are the entry questions. Okay, so yes, how many components you have? JDK. 3 components, JDK, JRE, and JVM. When you go for JDK? To develop application, Java application, we need JDK. To run Java application, JRE. To convert bytecode into machine code, JVM. Yes. So this about architecture of Java. And what is Java and what are the features of Java and components of Java. Any queries, any doubts up to here? Is it clear or confusing? Clear. Fine. So yes, now it's time to discuss about programming concepts. Yes, in general, if you want to learn any programming language, what are things you need to learn? For example, if I'm new to communication language, any communication language, for example, I want to learn some German. What are things you need to learn? Yes, you should know alphabets in the language first. Then what next? Words in a language. Then what next? Small sentence in the language. Then what next? Language specific grammar. These are the things required to learn any communication language. This is general rules. First, you should know alphabets, words, greeting statements, then language specific grammar. The same manner, to learn any programming language, not only Java, to learn any programming language, what are things required to learn, sir? Yes, to learn any programming language, you should know about data types and variables. Data types and variables. To learn any programming language, first you should know data types and variables, then operators and control statements and language specific. Okay, if it is object oriented, you should know about oops. Here the language specific grammar is nothing but oops. Yes, if you know these 4 topics, yes, or C#, whatever it may be, these 4 topics required. But those data types, variables, operators, and control statements, and oops. If you know these 4 topics, yes, we can start writing programs in that particular language. Right? Yes, to develop applications, then advanced topics required. Like in case of Java, we need servlets, springs, hibernates, all these microservices. Okay, all these things required when to develop an application, to write a programs, simple programs. Yes, these 4 topics enough. Now you are going to develop application or you are going to write a programs, simple programs.
Simple programs.
No, we are not going to develop any application in Java. What we are going to write? We are going to develop Selenium scripts. For us, only these things required. It's enough for us. To develop an application in a Java, you should know these things, then advanced things required, like a servlets required, or springs required, hibernate required, or microservice required. All these things required when to develop a application in a Java. We are not going to develop any application in Java. We are going to write Selenium scripts. While writing Selenium scripts, we are going to use Java programming language. For us, these 4 topics is sufficient for us. What is the first topic? Data types.
And variables.
Yes. We'll discuss about what is a variable and what type of variables are available in Java and what is data type and what data types are available in Java in next class. If you are okay, I will continue. Otherwise, we'll discuss in the next class.
We'll discuss in first class.
Next class or this class?
Next class only, sir.
Next class only.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
fine. So yes, we'll discuss these things in a next class. Okay. So when is the next class? Tomorrow. As we
Tomorrow.
discussed, 10 to 12:30. So we have a yes. So you guys required offline class, right? Yes, I will come offline. No issues. Okay. So we have a class at sharp 10. Okay. We'll discuss about first topic, that is data types and variables. Yes. So coming to anyway, we not yet started. There is no task in the Java, but we have entry questions for today class. Yes. What are questions? Question number 1. What is Java and explain features of it? what is Java and explain features of it. What is Java? Object-oriented programming language. What is object-oriented? We can divide the problem into small pieces. Then we'll call as object-oriented. Okay. Next question. What are the components available in Java? What are the components available in Java? Next question. Difference between JDK, JRE, JVM. Difference between JDK, JRE, JVM. Next question. Which version of JDK you are using? Which version of JDK are you using? Which version we are using? 1.8. Next question. So can we install JVM without JDK? Can we install JVM without JDK? Why no?
It is an integral part of it.
Part of the JDK. It's not in a separate part. Can we install JRE without JDK? Can we install? Can we install in next question? Can we install JRE without JDK? Answer is yes. Yes, we can install. Can we install JRE without JDK? Answer is yes. Next question. What is JIT compiler? What is JIT compiler? What is JIT compiler? What is JIT compiler? JIT, just in time compiler. So the purpose of compiler is it block of statement convert into machine code. If you are not using this one, we are going to use interpreter. By default in Java, we have an interpreter. Interpreter going to convert line by line. Next question. What is GC or what is garbage collector and explain its importance? What is GC or garbage collector and explain its importance? What is GC and explain its importance? What is GC? The main purpose of garbage collector is it will remove the unused object from a memory. Why to remove? To speed up the execution. To speed up the execution, we need to set. For example, so your JUP batch is, I think 8, right? 8. Okay, if the main, if I'm not clean the JUP 5, 6, and 7, or you can attend this class? No, right? When we can take? Once that is completed, then only we can go for other batch. Otherwise, no, right? Yes. To clean up, okay, so you are reserving a ticket in a train. That is whole life or temporary particular time and particular day. Once that day time completed, then TC forcefully thrown you. Yes or no? Yes. The TC task is garbage collector going to do. The garbage collector will identify whether you have a feature reference or not. If you are using in feature or not. Once the use is completed, then it will remove. Right? Yes. Next question. Yep. Next question. Okay. What is difference between object-oriented and object-based language? So yeah, we'll discuss this answer while discussing OOPS. Maybe it's too advanced to discuss this answer right now. We'll discuss this question later. It's an interview question. Difference between object-oriented and object-based. While discussing OOPS, we'll discuss about this point. It's an interview question. Object-oriented and object-based programming language difference. Java is object oriented or object based? We have some programming language object based, not object oriented. Okay. Yep. So these are the possible entry questions from today class. Given the what is JVM and importance of JVM. Okay, fine. Yeah. So these are the possible entry questions. Any queries, any doubts? Okay, fine. So yes, we'll meet tomorrow to discuss about data types and variables. What are the variables we have and what are the data types we have, we'll discuss. Okay. So for online students, any queries, any doubts? Yep. Thanks for your time. We'll meet tomorrow.